Yeah.
Oh, here comes Grace.
Oh, good. Yeah, did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes that are
Yes,
okay?
Yeah,
I don't think I did as good a job as Joe.
they were very good, very, very good.
Thanks, Joe.
And you did them in one day. You did them the day after the meeting.
I immediately, whatever notes I had, I wrote down immediately because before I forgot.
Yeah.
Hi, Grace.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
hi,
Hi.
Grace, hi.
Does anybody have any amendments to the minutes? Problem? Question?
Oh,
Looks good.
I move they be accepted as printed.
yes, and I second that.
Thank you, Joe.
Great.
Minutes approved.
Mhm.
Sorry, I gotta write this down. Also, what's next on our agenda? I don't have anything printed today.
I just was looking. News about Concord farms and farmers.
Thank you. What's up, everybody? Oh, Steve, did your crew arrive?
Yeah, well, most of it.
Yeah.
We got 8 out of 10.
Well, that's good. What happened to the other two?
Are the
And we-
others coming?
We hope there'll be 2 more. There'll be new people this year, those 2.
Oh,
So that I assume they'll be along.
And they like their new accommodations
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
the new house?
We got the gas hooked up about 3 hours before they got here, so everything worked
Oh,
out.
goodness.
oh, that's cutting it close.
Oh, it's quite a process with all the different permits, and we had to replace a fire door in the basement because they didn't debate over whether it was adequate for the code or not. So
Ah,
that took some time, and one thing or another. But anyway, it's all done now. Did the second coat of hot top yesterday or day before, and now we just have to put in a few trees and seed the grass.
nice. That's exciting, Steve. That must feel good to finally have that one behind you.
How are things on your end?
Good. We're picking asparagus.
Yeah,
Hopefully spinach soon. You gotta
My
like,
spinach came up so well in the field, and I thought it'd be huge by now, but now it's like kind of stalled.
Mm.
Yellow. I tried watering it.
we're doing chard out of the greenhouse. That seems to work out well.
nice.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I was in the store the other day. I saw it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looked good.
We planted some chard in the high tunnel for the first time. It's for a couple weeks from now, but it'll still be before like field chard.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we have had much better luck with that than we have with spinach.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, we lost Grace.
I never really, it seems like for all different reasons I have trouble with spinach. It's not like steady.
It's not the
Like-
same reason.
Yeah, it feels like it's all different. Like one time it's germination, now it's so germinated, it's like so squished, it's getting yellow. I don't know. But everybody loves it, so I just keep trying.
Yeah, it's a good seller when you have it. It goes
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, well, we had some in the high tunnel that worked out really well this year, and so hopefully.
Well, sometimes if it gets yellow, it's a magnesium deal.
Yeah, we've
Little
tried.
Epsom salts.
Yeah, we did that one year when it had turned yellow in the high tunnel, and that wasn't the reason, but that could be the reason right now. I should check it out.
Hi, Happy.
Where'd Grace go?
I think we lost her. She was driving.
Lost her
Oh, she
connection.
was, okay.
She was still in the greenhouse when I left.
Oh wait, there she is. She's coming back. She's back. We're going to our first farmers market of the season on Saturday, so we're gearing up for that too.
Have fun.
Thanks. The weather looks
Yes,
good.
I'm back.
so I'm hoping it's
Sorry,
good.
I should be home.
What'd you
What
think?
was that?
I don't know. Did we lose her again? We might have lost her again.
Yeah.
Well, we covered the strawberries a few nights ago. Got just a light frost. I'm not sure if it would have bothered them, but anyway, the early ones are in bloom now and looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with us. I think it might have damaged them. I feel like we get damaged whenever there's any little frost.
We do. We're down a little dip there and it settles right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends where they are on the hill.
Mm.
Because like we definitely had a little patchy frost down by the river, but up
Mhm.
once you get up, it
Yeah, that would be a likely spot.
Yeah.
Well, a little more news on farms that Dominic Inferrera isn't here tonight. I don't know how many of you have heard, but he has a real serious problem with some fill in the wetlands. He dug out the stream for irrigation a few years ago, and the pile of spoils was sitting beside it. And recently spread it and put some wood chips on. Has a case against them now for filling the wetlands. And he came to see me and wants me to sit in with him at NRC next week.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's going to have to take out all the stuff he put in and try to make some effort to reclaim it. I was telling Dave that I think half the people or more that own wetlands in town don't have any idea what the regulations are.
Mm. Who was it? Who was it?
Dominic and Ferrera. He's out by cops out by Shady Side Lane there,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
the end of just before Route 2.
Mhm.
I used to live across the street from them.
Oh, is that right?
Is Dominic very old at this point? Is he a
No,
very,
no, he's only 86, I think.
very good, okay, he's very good. Well, that's good, okay.
He was a year behind me in school.
He was the earliest proponent that I knew of organic routines, and maintaining pure water and things. He would talk about that at the farm stand.
Yeah.
Steve, weren't you on the NRC for a while?
I was on for 8 years, a
I kind of remember that. Yeah.
few years back.
Yeah.
It's good to have somebody from the ag community on there, I think.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know who would want to do it, but I feel like it was kind of good to have you on there. I do
Yeah.
remember that part.
Yeah, at one point I had put in a green card for it because Delia likes having a farmer on it, but then it got denied for like conflict of interest because all our land is like controlled by the NRC essentially.
That shouldn't have. That shouldn't make any difference.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like all farmers
Sure.
in some
Yeah.
ways renting from them in one way or another. Like there's not a
Yeah.
farmer in town who doesn't probably have
Yeah.
some. Yeah.
Well, it sounded like a big commitment, so I wasn't too,
Yeah.
but at the,
You were
but
too bummed.
right, but I was willing at the time.
And it pays as well as being on the ag committee?
Yeah. But I think it's like at least twice as often that it
Yeah.
meets. Yeah.
Yeah. And for a little longer too.
Yeah. That'd be trouble for me.
Anybody
Uh,
else have any news of excitement or not excitement?
Grace, I drove past your place today. All those tulips are blooming right by the road. It's so pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. It was, the weather was so bad and no one was out. And now that they're kind of past it, people want to go out there and they're a little, I don't know for how much longer we can get away with it, but they are pretty. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's that you do pick your own for
We
that?
do. We do. So I think we
Yeah.
might think about getting varieties that, we tried to do mid-season and I think we just might go for like later because spring can be either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. We have a little bit of tulips, but we like bunch them. We don't have pick your own, but it was like felt like we had all these beautiful tulips and it was like cold and wet and no one wanted to come to the farm stand, and now it's beautiful and they're all kind of we have like a few left, but not much.
Yep.
Yep.
They're kind of past it and it's just so disappointing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is the weather this year because we do like different we do like a bunch of different types of tulips, and throughout the season we usually have like a big Mother's Day weekend
Mhm.
where we can have a bunch, but we pretty much don't have any more now.
No,
Like
the sun
we
just kind of
store
cooked them.
we store them for a little while, but
Yeah.
yeah, we also just didn't have the volume of nice blooms compared to the number of bulbs we picked this year. It was definitely a worse tulip year.
I heard the emphasis were all going on Father's Day this year. No?
What's on Father's Day?
Nobody else wanted that?
You said the emphasis this year is all on Father's Day, not Mother's Day.
Not Mother's Day. Forget it. We don't need tulips for that. Yeah.
No, but we noticed this last week, people have started to come out, that they weren't around in the
Yeah.
cold, cloudy weather.
Everyone wanted to plant tomatoes on that 190-degree day. And it's like, you can't do that yet. You just, no.
I hear you. They're all asking at the farm stand, "Where's your basil plant?" I'm like, "They're inside."
Freezing last night. It was so cold and just try to convince them it's for their own good, but no.
We do have some out for sale, but we have also these warning signs.
Buy at your own risk, plant at your own risk.
Tomato plants only for the bold and daring. Yep.
The next thing on the
Thanks.
agenda is the spring forum recap.
Great. Does anybody have any feedback or things they want to say about that?
It was very good.
Yeah,
It was,
Thanks, Joe.
it was, it went off beautifully.
I thought it was a great presentation.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed, the fellow from Saltbox, he'd expressed that he'd had some issues with no-till, and he didn't mention that at all in his comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's-
I thought he was going to talk more about that too.
We seeded the part of the pasture down on Sudbury Road there last fall. And the section nearest Sudbury Road, I did minimum till. We just went in with a harrow and went over it a few times. And then I wasn't too happy with the way that bed was looking, so I plowed the next section of it. And the seed didn't take at all in the minimum till section, and it's not great in the plowed one, but it's definitely noticeably better.
Hmm.
And I don't know why exactly.
I saw you walking out there yesterday or today. I don't remember.
Well, I was looking at it a couple days ago, disappointed.
Sorry I'm late.
All right, Dan, thanks for coming.
Putting watering heads in the greenhouse. I don't know if you all have that, but God, what a game changer. Just turned it on and it's like a nice misty rain in the whole greenhouse. We have so much trouble. It gets dried out so easily. So this was great.
We don't have them. We still have like a wand. We do well the whole thing that way.
Really, you got to get these. They're really cheap. Like Brookdale Fruit Farm sells these little heads. I think they're made in Israel or somewhere, and they just so sort of similar to the drip you would do for a field. In other words, you get a leader pipe that you plug the heads into, and I mean, it's not a very large greenhouse. It's only like 25 by 20, but it was maybe a couple $100 in parts to do it.
Steve, do you have one like that?
No, that's good if you have all a uniform crop, but a lot of stuff we do with, it's all different stages of things, and I think the hand watering's a reasonable way for us to do it.
We use it for the hanging baskets. It's a game changer. It really is. Unless
Yeah.
you both have leaks and then it's a hot mess, but it's a game changer.
I bet. That sounds awesome though for a hanging. So like the hanging baskets, does it go into the hanging basket or is it just on top like misting?
So there's a leader hose and then there's a little teeny tiny hose with a little head that you put it right in the hanging plant. And it's best to have them all like in a line in every pot, and so you don't have like random drips. But you just turn a nice little lever, 20 minutes and you're done and they're watered and it's great.
That's awesome.
We use Vermont compost, and actually Brian suggested what you guys use, so we're going to try that. But once that dries out, it's just so hard to get any water in the tray after it dries out. They develop like a hard crust, and then it's like we even have had to do things like take the tomato. I don't know, maybe we're doing something severely wrong, but take the trays of tomatoes and put them in a pail, in a shallow thing of water to try to get them to absorb.
We work very hard to never let it get dry.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the trick. Yeah, I mean, literally, it probably on a warm day with this small greenhouse, it's so. I mean, even with the sides open, it gets so warm in there that, really, someone should be like hitting it every couple of hours or so. So what did I miss? I'll watch the tape.
We did
Or wait for the
news,
notes.
and now we're doing a spring forum recap.
What'd you guys think?
Very good. Very good. It was very good.
It was pretty well received. That was good. I was
Yeah,
happy.
I think so.
Turnout was nice.
What would you guess? There were like maybe 40 people there, or
I think we were actually higher.
Yeah, I
50.
think a little higher,
Yeah, I think we were close
between
to
40 and 50 someplace.
I did a quick chair count. It seemed like we were just under 60.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
I mean, the only thing it sort of got into, no-till is the only really true
Yeah.
Yeah.
way, and this is where, if you really want to be spiritually connected to your soil, you have to be doing no-till, which is nice if you can do it, but
Yeah, I feel like I really enjoyed the speaker a lot. I thought you did a really great job. The
she's
panel was a
fantastic.
little little
she
not
was
quite what I'd hoped, but
She's done that before.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think she was good. I think too, it's like it's really hard to express the subtleties of a lot of this stuff, and I think she really
Right.
gave a good try at doing that. I don't know how much the audience got that, but I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked her attitude of, it's not all or none. It's
Yeah.
sort of, it was sort of, that's pretty basic, I guess, but I didn't realize there were so many, slight variations in harrowing and the machinery, which. So Steve, what do you think the result of your experiment is?
I know the result. I don't know the reasoning.
Yeah,
No, it looks nice from the road, but you go out and it's about 99% one particular weed.
really? Oh,
And
God.
no clover, no brome grass.
Oh,
I don't know.
Do you think
It was
it's too
all
dry?
green,
Or
I think. Pardon?
do you think the amount of moisture had anything to do with it?
Well, I don't think so, but it could have, but it seemed to me after I did it, we'd had pretty good moisture most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know what that soil is like, but our soil is so devoid of organic material. We had all that rain, and then the day after, you take your finger and you go down and a quarter, half an inch, and it's bone dry.
Yeah,
It just, I don't know if it evaporates or just drains right off the surface, but I mean, driving by that field, it always looks like it probably has a lot more organic matter in it than we do, but I don't know.
it doesn't in the front. It does back toward the woods, but not in the front part.
Have you guys ever had like NOFA does like this soil testing team that will come out and
Oh.
like test your soil with some like try to like help you figure out what like not in terms of like mineral deficiencies, but in terms of like soil health, like have you guys
Oh.
ever heard of that? I the woman contacted me asking if we wanted somebody to come do Hutchins Farm, and I was sort of it's part of some like SARE grant or something. And I was sort of
Oh.
like, I mean,
I
maybe,
haven't heard of
but
that.
No,
Do
we,
you
I
we
was
know-
never,
wondering if anybody had her come out.
we
who
never
contacted
gone
you?
beyond the elements of pH and organic matter.
Say that again, Steve.
We've never gone beyond the pH and elements and organic matter.
Yeah, we haven't either. And I don't know how much this really tells you beyond. Like,
Carol comes out and does ours in November, and then you get a whole report and what you're lacking and how to help it.
it's from who? Who does it?
Caravale?
Caravale?
Yes. And I think we pay $5. So we
Or do you buy do you buy fertilizer or something through them?
yeah, we do.
So,
So we have like this one little dead piece of farm that we're trying to kind of help a little bit. And so it's $5 per sample, and you get a report. It's pretty good. It's really good. It's been really helpful for us.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we get like soil testing done every year through UMass, but we don't like I'd never heard of this NOFA project that is more
Yeah.
it's more talking about like soil aggregate and like I don't know stuff like that.
Sounds
So
good.
some of the stuff that she was talking about the no-till thing, it was related to that.
Oh.
But I didn't really know if anybody done it or how helpful it was.
let's do it.
Let's do it. I mean, it's free, so. Does anybody have anything else to say about the forum or anything?
The food was very nice, and the
was-
drinks,
Thank
Yeah.
you. guys.
and the cookies. Actually, the cookies are really good.
I think everything worked out well. It was a good program and good turnout, and people enjoyed it.
I know Minuteman Media is going to get it online and send us the link when they have it online. She was just a little bit backed up with town meeting they had to get that out. but hopefully we can share that link when we have it, send it out to people. Cause we did get a couple of comments asking if it was going to be recorded. And I know some people were curious. So that's nice.
The next thing on the list is Ag Day update.
I don't have much of an Ag Day update. I wish I did. I've been bugging Chris Carmody. I will continue to bug him. That's the main update.
Yeah.
I also, I know we talked about previously, we've talked about sort of like how to somewhat give us some structure to how to say yes or no to certain nonprofits. I did go back and try to figure out maybe some language that we could just put on the end of our like form for them. So maybe next time I can send that out to everybody and we can talk about that.
And certainly for the nonprofit size, for us, we can just do it all in our space. We don't need a separate.
Well, I think it's also you guys would fit, like you're like a natural fit too. Like the nonprofit operates a farm. Like
Right.
seems like of course you're ag related. I think it's
Yeah,
more
but I think we might have gotten an extra space, which we didn't need. We can just do it all in.
all together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more for the nonprofits that really have nothing to do.
Like transportation. I mean, electric bicycles are cool, but I don't know quite if it's close
one-
enough to farming.
I mean, that one's tricky because I feel like we've always included a lot of environmental stuff, and that sort of falls in that category. I think we had.
And I think that was Mothers Out Front that's been there like every year. They would
Yeah.
be hard to.
I think it'd be hard to take somebody who's always been there and tell them they can't come.
No,
It's more that like since we've had so much interest recently from other nonprofits, which really have nothing related to ag, environment, food, Concord businesses that are like really like they're lovely nonprofits with great causes, but they really have nothing to do with this event. And I would love some structure so that we can say no politely.
Yeah.
so what would be a good something to discuss here, something to write up, or
Yeah, I'm reading that Liza has started a draft that I was just looking at. Do you want to like, we could work on it and circulate it for the next meeting so that then
Yeah,
the
that
draft.
sounds amenable.
It's like, but yeah, if people have ideas for what should be included, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward since we want them to have something to do with agriculture and Concord.
I think it's really so we just have like a little bit of language that we can point to and be
Yeah.
like, do you fit this? Cool. Then you
Right.
can apply to be here. If do you not fit this, then maybe this isn't the event for you.
Yeah, totally.
Somebody in the West Concord Garden Club expressed some interest to me, but
Yeah.
I told them to call you. I don't know whether they did or not.
I did. I talked to her. I feel like that's like, of course, like a garden club was like a perfect fit.
like you have an example of one that seemed kind of a little bit far?
Like a national cancer organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a wonderful nonprofit, but like, is
Right.
that for here?
Right.
I think it just falls in a little bit category of if we have some official language around it, it becomes much easier for us to be like yes and no and like yes only, but only if we have space. And, then
Agricultural, environmental.
just like a
And
few
local. And local too.
and local and like Concord based and
Right.
also
Yeah.
like I don't want to kick out anybody who's been there forever. So like if you've attended before, that also gives you some priority over say a national cancer organization.
Right.
Could you say like it goes to the people that have been here and then if we have room and then we just don't have any more room for you?
Sorry, say that one more time, Grace.
Just put it on there. Like if you've been here before, then yes, but if you like our preference is for people that have been here before.
Yeah.
But then you're also like, well, they've already been there and they've done it. Are we going to give other people an opportunity? So you
Yeah.
got to be careful in the wording.
Yes, I think that exactly that. We have to be really careful in how we word it. Yeah.
Because then you're just like, well, you're always letting the same people in and you're not giving other people an opportunity. So,
Exactly. And especially in the case of like where the West Concord Garden Club, say, has never come before, but they're like a natural fit. We want to make sure we have a way to get new people in that are a natural fit.
right.
So yeah, so I mean, if people like, I can workshop this a little bit with Melissa. We can figure out how we might want to write it on the form so that we have some official language, and then we could pass it around next time to everybody.
Sounds good.
Talk about it after that, so we have like a draft. Everybody seems to be nodding their heads.
Yeah, I think we could send it before the meeting so people could read it ahead of time and then we could discuss. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
We move that this should happen.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody want to second that?
I'll
I'll
second.
second it.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay. I lost my agenda because I was looking at that.
And I will continue to bug Chris Carmody because we just really need to nail down that the town is going to pay for everything. Other than that, we're pretty much right on track.
Right. Yeah.
I think next is other business.
The next is Marshall Farm Tour.
Steve, talk to Ricky.
He said, come anytime. Tell me when.
Does everybody, when would people like to go to Marshall Farm?
When he least expects it.
Surprise! I know it gets crazier and crazier for everybody, I realize. So
Right.
should we try to go sooner rather than later, or later rather than sooner?
Is he open? Is he open now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think Sona's probably good. He's got the greenhouse, the new greenhouse he got this year and got that filled up now and going.
I don't know. Does anybody want to try for like 2 weeks from now or something? What people's schedules look like?
That will work.
What was the date?
I don't know. I just said maybe 2 weeks from now, sometime before Memorial Day.
I think Tuesdays and Wednesdays are probably a slower day.
Yeah.
And maybe 6:37, unless we go early in the morning.
Yeah, do you think Ricky, I mean, Ricky has young kids, I know. Is he amenable to an evening, or is that too late?
He said it should be between 5 and 7.
Oh, okay.
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 5 in the morning and 7 at night.
I think I have to leave it to you all. I can't really stand up after the workday anymore. I require sitting after 5:30 or so.
You've reached your standing quota already.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel the same way.
What about Wednesday the 24th? I'm throwing that out as a date.
Wednesday, the 24th it is,
What time do we think? 6 o'clock?
6. I'll
Six.
second it, 6.
Okay.
Steve, you want to find out if that works for Ricky?
6 AM or PM?
PM.
We'll run it by him.
Run it by him, see what he thinks. Do we want to do a backup option?
Do we need a rain date?
What about, we could do Tuesday the 23rd or Thursday the 25th?
Thursday, the 25th.
Same time. All right, Steve, let us know what he says.
You talking the same time or?
Yes.
6 AM.
Whatever he wants. If he says something different, we'll do it.
Okay. But 6 PM is a choice, right?
I think so. That seemed to be evening or it's after the workday.
We'll see what he says.
All right. Other business. I have one update on the bag fee thing. I did talk to Jill Block, who is the head of the Board of Health. And she said she was not ignoring us. They're just dealing with a lot. And they are going to talk about this internally and get back to us about what they think is maybe the best path forward for us. So we have her attention, which is nice.
Great.
She totally understands why this is a problem. So that was a very positive outcome.
Yeah.
So I think probably best thing is maybe check in with her in a little bit, see what they're thinking before we maybe go back to the select board. Unless we have a resolution within the health department, which would be even better.
If you shop in Bedford, you will find that the supermarkets are charging for the bags.
Do they have a bag law or are they just deciding to charge for bags?
I don't know, I just went and how many bags are you buying?
You had to pay. The other thing, what was the other thing? One other thing, I can't remember. Oh, I did get introduced by Gaining Ground to the new, I got an email introduction to the head of the BD Center in Concord. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to this woman yet, but apparently the new head of there used to be in Oregon and used to run like a rec department there. And they did a lot of work with the farming community there. And so Gaining Ground was sort of trying to make the connection that maybe the BD Center would be an additional partner in something or want to do some outreach with local farms. So potentially we can work on that connection and see what develops there.
Did you have any idea of what type of?
No clue. Haven't talked to her yet.
In
Hoping.
other words, exercises for farmers or something?
Back exercises?
I think the center is mostly a pool.
I think they do like personal training. They do some
Yeah.
stuff like that too.
They have a gym, they have the exercise room with all kinds of bikes and equipment.
I don't know what kind of collaboration she'd done in Oregon and what that resulted in, but the Jennifer from Gaining Ground had spoken to her about it and was sort of like, oh, this is something the ag committee should talk to her about it. So we'll see, something to talk about.
Yeah.
And the other thing was Grace and Roseanne and Happy are all gonna do something with Tori for Minuteman, maybe about fava beans.
We are, we're doing fava beans.
Cool.
So they're gonna be our June. So that is they have each other's contact info. So we're
Yeah.
moving forward with that.
We have to schedule timing, but
I mean, you've got a while, don't worry.
maybe you don't want to tell us that.
Okay, I won't tell you that. It's a hurry, it's important, you gotta do it right now.
Beans are coming up, you gotta move.
You gotta move. Tori's wonderful though, so I'm sure you guys will have a fun time with her.
Great. Thank you.
So yeah, that was my other business. Anybody else have any other business?
Did you get in contact with the super news park?
I did not. I sent her an email. I did not hear back. But that was Happy had the idea that maybe we should invite the new, I guess, is she still new? She's still new. The new superintendent of Minuteman to an ag committee meeting to just make the connection and see if she has anything to report about what's been going on at the park. Because I don't know if you guys have driven through there, but there's a lot of construction happening. And
There's a lot.
yeah,
Something every house.
yeah, like all at once.
Boom.
I guess with a celebration coming, they had a pot of money dumped on them to fix things up.
Yeah.
Funding came through, yep.
Yeah,
Everything is
there's a
going
lot happening. I just was
Yeah.
shocked. I mean, I noticed they were fixing the roof on one of the houses, and then I just
Yeah.
drove down that road yesterday, and the Infora house is like, I don't know what's going on over there.
I think they're doing all of it.
Yeah. So I did not hear back from her though. So hopefully I will try again if I don't hear from her by next time.
It was kind of muffled, this last discussion. Was something about the 250th there we were talking about? Or no?
Just that the Minuteman Park has gotten a lot of money lately, and we
Right.
were saying the trigger to that was that the 250th was coming around, and they knew that they needed to get a lot of projects done.
Okay, have we got any ideas for how the ag community might participate
Hmm.
in the
So we're
250th?
talking about the 250.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do a float. We're gonna take one of your hay cards and make a big float.
We could do that if we just think about what to put on it.
I'm a little terrified by how many people they're predicting to come into town for it.
Yeah,
I always mention that at one of the meetings, because I was downtown a couple weeks ago on a, I don't know, Friday afternoon, I think it was, and I couldn't park any place. And that's without, without all the
Saturday.
tourism addition.
I think it's
crazy in downtown Concord. Saturday, it's just like even Sunday, it's just so crowded.
I can't even imagine where like they're talking about for the 250th for Patriots Day that like Route 2 might get shut down and only be operating one way with like buses and like people parking on like 128 parking lots. Like
Hmm.
it sounds like bonkers.
Oh, yeah, not,
And I just can't even like comprehend how many people that is.
oh.
Thank goodness it's in April and not later.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I do think it would be really wonderful, regardless of what happens on the actual day, if we had some sort of event that was happening maybe earlier that somehow related. I mean, I know we have a little bit of time to think about it, but time slips away too. I know Grace had mentioned maybe doing something at the monument, which I think is a really cool idea. Because it's a monument people kind of forget about too. So that would be really nice.
Yeah, just to make people aware that it's even there.
Yeah, I think it would be a really cool idea. I just don't know what to do there.
No idea.
Yeah.
3-legged races. There's got to be something, but I don't know what.
Yeah.
Well, someone in the museum group must have some information about who the farmers were that assembled and were the line of defense. There must be something written up about these people somewhere or other.
I could email the museum. We have that contact. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but we could email her and just see if they had anything for us to.
Now maybe we could reenact an assembly of 6 or 8 farmers who stood by the road and said, no, you cannot go here.
Are you volunteering, Happy?
Oh, no.
I don't know if anybody knows of Brian Donahue is a guy who's done some research on, historical stuff like historical farming. I don't know a lot about it, but I think he's associated with Brandeis maybe.
Yeah. We had him for one of the forums.
Oh, okay.
One thing I was very disappointed a few years ago, you think about the Minuteman with his plow. One of our events, I lined up a fellow that came to do a horse plowing demonstration. And he did a beautiful job, but I don't think there were a dozen people went to watch him.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I was so surprised.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that would be so cool.
Really cool.
I think that would be awesome if we got somebody who was could do like that kind of stuff and do a
Yeah.
demo.
I think Billy Kenny must have everything available to do it.
I expect he does. I don't know whether he has a land plow still or not. He probably does.
Oh, maybe that went in the auction. though.
I think
Yeah,
that could be
really cool. I feel like people for that event would come to a demonstration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have pitchforks.
Yeah.
Not one has a handle though.
Just the fork.
Just a fork.
Well, we can keep thinking about it, but I think, I don't know. I like that idea. That's cool. I would totally want to see it.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
I'd be super into that. I feel like my friends might be into that too. Bring their kids. Like, you know, you could make some kids games at it too. They'd be all over it.
Uh,
We took the veggie racer.
Yeah, we bring out the veggie racer. Everybody will be happy. I should ask, is the veggie racer ready again for another season of racing?
It is. It is. It is. It will be all greased up. I don't want to jeopardize the free wheels from Vanderhoof,
Mm.
but on his sign, it's the ag committee veggie racer, except we need to buff that it's our veggie racer.
Yeah.
Somewhere on that sign, I feel like we could just have just maybe in the bottom in super small print, but somewhere.
I totally agree. We can the Shimoni Speedway needs to make a better labeling. We'll work on it. Yes.
Thank you.
And Vanderhoof is on board to sponsor again this year. So we will
Okay,
again be
okay,
getting free wheels and all that stuff out of them, which is wonderful.
Great. Again, I don't want to be petty and I don't want to jeopardize if nothing else, I don't want to jeopardize the wheels, but.
Totally understood, Grace, and heard. I'm just writing it down. Okay.
Maybe this is the time to bring it up, but you were saying that the town didn't want to sponsor our brochure because of our farm logo on the seal.
They did not want it to go online because of that. So we took the seal off in order to put it online.
So how do we get our seal approved? If the energy people have their logo, why can't we have ours?
This is a question that never got answered, so I will again address that one.
What's the issue?
They
We
the
have a farmer with a pitchfork instead of a gun.
the Ag Day logo is not an official the Ag Committee logo is not an official town logo, and so the town didn't like it.
Oh,
I asked what is the process for getting an official logo, since there are other departments and stuff that have official logos, and I'll get back to you, and then nobody ever got back to me. So well, I will bump them again.
Are we supposed to have, or do we still have a board member on the committee? I mean, didn't we have not a board member, but
Oh, a select board? Yeah. I don't know if it's about to change because it was Henry Dane. I don't know if, because the select board just got new select board members. I don't know if they redo the committees or what happens.
but would that be a person that would be helpful in dealing with the logo thing, or?
I hope so.
Depends on how legally you want to go.
On that note, does anyone need more brochures for this spring? I still have a box of brochures.
Oh yeah, we could use some.
Okay.
I'll check and see what we have left.
I've had them out with our self-serve farm stand, so I was thinking about it recently.
Mm.
And I do have, I have some extras. I can drop them off at Shimoni. I drive past there all the time.
Okay.
I think we could use a few too.
Great. I will also drive past there. I'll make a note.
Happy this does bring up, last year you very nicely fixed the banner that goes over the road with the Ag Day dates. Do you think you could do it again?
Sure.
It worked quite well last time. You worked your magic. It didn't fall off. It was flapping up there in the breeze.
Then we're gonna need another one of your great signs.
Yeah,
I'm looking.
you're looking awesome.
Great.
The banner is at Hutchins Farm, so we know where that is. It's in the office. All right. Cool. What's next? Public comment?
Yep.
Public comment. Do we have any public comment?
Louis.
I'll
Lois.
just say hi.
Hi, Lois.
Hi, Lois.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. You guys are so funny. I love the AM, PM. What time are we going? Only farmers.
It's an honest question.
I thought that was absolutely just spot on. I said, oh, that's. I in the next couple months, I've got a class before this, so I will try to come, but I'll be late.
That's okay, Lois.
Yeah, just to let you know, I didn't fall asleep yet.
Anytime you want to drop in is great. Don't worry.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, I think the last time we asked, the pollinator people did ask about, joining you for a farm tour. I'm not sure if you want to invite the whole crew again, but I would love to see Ricky's farm. I'd love to see the chickens, I guess,
Mm.
part of it and how that all works, because he moves them all around or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been over there a few times, and it's really neat because there's the little kids and there's everybody. And I got a big kick out of it anyway.
That's great.
So I would love to come, but I don't think you have to invite everybody
Well,
if you don't want. Well, there were more of us, but it was a really good learning experience for most of the pollinator people, myself included, because we deal with like a part of things, not like necessarily the whole, and seeing like a whole production. Of course, it's only one what kind of a peak at one season, but it was really eye-opening to most of us. I mean, we're not farmers, but the pollinator pieces, and then what is it? Yesterday, the legislature on pesticides and pollinators. I mean, it gets kind of vicious. So there's a lot to understand, and there's no black and white about it, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there's a lot of pieces, and it's moving, and you want to do the best you can for everyone involved, and there's compromises no matter where you look or how you do it. There's some ways you got to figure out what's best in your situation, and I'm becoming more aware of that. But yesterday, the legislative pieces were quite fascinating. The people who spoke to get the pieces moved. And there were pesticide people, there were a lot of different pollinator groups. And but I didn't, and the organic farmers. So, it was a variety of people and academics. So I don't know what will happen with that, but to me, that was very fascinating to see the bigger picture. And listening to you people is like, I can hear more of the moving pieces in the thing. And that sometimes in order to be successful and viable commercially, you do need to use something to kill off or moderate whatever's chomping on all your food. So, you know, I'm just finding it very fascinating to figure out the pieces.
Cool. Well, Steve, do you mind asking maybe Ricky, ask him how he feels about how many people and how many?
Yeah, I think he'd be happy. We invited the pollinator group and that was,
Okay.
well, we have about 15 people.
Yeah, it was really, like I said, it was really nice, and it was really a good understanding of, you know, one type of grower here in town. I thought it was interesting that, you know, where the plants, a lot of the plants come from and how they get here. There's quite a mechanization of it. So, thank you.
Well, yeah, maybe just make, Steve, if you don't mind making sure that Ricky's all right with,
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then if he's okay with it, we can send the invitation.
And tell Mark then, Steve, if it's okay, you can tell Mark, and that's that
Yeah.
way. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Lois.
Yeah, like I said, I'm appreciating learning new things.
We're
Thanks
glad you're
for
here.
coming.
All right. Does anybody else have anything? Shall we?
Just one more thing is like on the part and the 250th, the gal, the town employee, the natural resources person, mentioned that they're giving that the 250th people are looking for something to do with memorial trees. So I don't, you know, I generally farmland doesn't have trees in the middle, but a lot of edges have trees. And I don't know any of the details, but I'm trying to find that out. If that's of any interest to anyone in your crew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard a little that they're hoping to plant, I've forgotten, I think there's several hundred trees that cost about $400 each. And looking for sponsors who would like to plant a tree.
Okay.
That's was my understanding of a brief comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know any details. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, I heard something similar, like something like private citizens could request a tree, maybe, and there would be like a little plaque or something. But again, I don't know if that's exactly true. That's just what I heard. Does anybody have any other comments, or should we look to schedule the next date? Which is, hang on, did I write it down correctly? June 8th? Look okay for everybody? Am I looking at the
Sure.
right thing?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
June 8th is our next one. Anybody like to motion to adjourn the meeting?
I
I
motion
move
to
to
adjourn.
adjourn the meeting.
Melissa motion.
I'll
second.
second.
I didn't want to get up for the light. I told you I don't get up.
Oh, God.
10 seconds. All right, we'll see you guys all in. Well, we'll see you before June because we're gonna see you all at Ricky's. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
if Ricky agrees to that date, I will send out an invitation to everybody. So
very good.
sounds good.
Good.
All right.
Take care.
Everybody.
See you guys soon.
Good night.